Hello folks, I'm Ron, your host and editor of Learning Moments. Welcome. Learning Moments is created to help everyone understand substance and mental health disorders. Today we're jumping straight into something really challenging. We're tackling the relentless wave of online misinformation and, frankly, cruelty surrounding the substance use crisis in Canada and British Columbia. When individuals, families, and advocates step into the online world, especially those of us working to change how society views addiction and mental health, we often meet the same kind of cruelty. Words that cut deeply, comments that feel almost designed to silence compassion. Here are some examples of what I mean, and I took these directly from social media feeds. Quote, "Take drugs, then you die. Did you not see this coming after your first hit?" Unquote. Quote, "Safe supply is just killing people faster." Unquote. Quote, "These addicts choose their fate every day. Stop enabling them." Unquote. These comments aren't just cruel, they're misinformed. And for those of us who live this reality, either through our work or our families, it takes real courage to even read them, let alone respond. There's a part of all of us that wants to scroll past and say nothing, to protect our own hearts, and sometimes that's the right choice. But when no one responds, misinformation grows roots. It shapes public opinion, it influences policy, and it gives people permission to speak about others with contempt instead of compassion. We've all seen it happen. A post goes up full of misinformation about harm reduction, and within hours the comment section becomes a feeding ground for stigma. The silence of reasonable voices become an echo chamber for anger. If we don't challenge it, the public narrative doesn't just harden, it spreads. Here's the thing. Sometimes these negative narratives start shaping government policy. Instead of evidence-based science, politicians react to pressure. We saw this in BC in 2024 when the government walked back decriminalization and safer supply initiatives. Advocacy isn't just about passion, it's about resilience, and responding to ignorance online takes both. When we speak up, we're not trying to win arguments, we're planting small seeds of truth. Sometimes the person you're replying to isn't the one you're really speaking to. It's everyone else who's reading silently. Those people matter. Many of them are undecided, curious, or quietly struggling. Your words might be the first compassionate truth they've ever seen about addiction. That said, not everyone needs to do this work. If you've lost someone or you're in the middle of supporting a loved one through active addiction, it's okay to step back. You've already done your part, probably more than your share. Grief, trauma, and exhaustion are heavy enough. You don't owe anyone your online energy. Protect yourself, rest, let others carry the conversation well. Advocacy isn't a race, it's a relay. We hand the baton to each other when we can't run anymore. So let's talk about how to respond effectively. For those who are ready to engage, here are a few strategies that actually work. So number one, lead with facts, but anchor them in empathy. Instead of saying, "You're wrong," try. Actually, research from BC and across Canada shows that safer supplies reduce deaths and help people stabilize. It's not perfect, but it's saving lives. That opens space for dialogue, not combat. Number two, name the harm without shaming the person. When someone says, "Addicts choose this," you can respond, "That's a common belief, but addiction changes the brain in ways that make choice incredibly complex. The real issue is access to treatment, housing, and support, not punishment." Number three, stay calm even when they're not. People remember tone more than facts. Calm, steady voices build credibility over time. Number four, use credible Canadian sources. Cite the BC Centre for Disease Control, Health Canada, the Canadian Mental Health Association. These references matter. They anchor truth in authority. Number five, know when to walk away. If someone's only goal is to provoke, you need to disengage. Your goal is to educate, not to get dragged into emotional mud. So, the damage of misinformation. Every cruel comment does more than hurt feelings. It shapes how society treats people who use substances. Misinformation leads to fear. Fear leads to stigma. Stigma leads to policies that harm rather than heal. We've seen that cycle again and again in Canada, from moral panic around safe supply to resistance against decriminalization. What's really at stake here isn't just an online debate. It's whether our communities will build policies based on science or on prejudice and public opinion. Speaking truth into the noise is important. When you do choose to respond, remember, you're not just replying to one person. You're modeling how to have these conversations. You're showing that compassion can coexist with truth. Every small conversation, every link to evidence, every calm rebuttal is part of a larger movement towards a more informed, more humane Canada. So a message to families and advocates, to everyone out there carrying this work, especially families who have lived this pain. You are not alone. Whether you respond publicly or advocate quietly, your voice matters. And when you need to step back, do it knowing others will step forward. The movement is stronger because of you, not despite of you. So here's what we can do today. Share accurate information. Support evidence-based harm reduction programs. Speak up when the silence feels heavy, but rest when you need to. And never forget, every time you respond with empathy and truth, you'll help rewrite the story of what it means to care. The misinformation might be loud, or it may be loud, but truth, spoken calmly, compassionately, and persistently, always carries further. This is how change happens. Not through shouting matches or perfect comebacks, but through thousands of small, steady acts of courage. Thank you for being part of this. Because understanding saves lives. Ultimately, saving lives shouldn't be a political debate. It feels more like, well, a fundamental moral imperative, doesn't it? This video is a companion piece of our written article titled Truth Meets Cruelty, Responding to Misinformation. You can find that article and more articles, videos, and other resources on Learning Moments at learningmoments, all one word, .substack.com. If today's learning moment resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. And thank you for joining me today. And remember, change begins when we start talking. Until next time, stay informed, stay connected, and be kind. Bye for now.